Hello everybody and welcome back to Bouncing Back with Brighton. In today's episode, we are going to face 7th placed Preston, and there's a reason why we've come back a little bit earlier, and we'll also face Southampton in the second live game. There has only been 2 fixtures since we last met, the first of which was a 1-0 home win against Reading. Alexis McAllister gave us the lead inside 9 minutes. We clung on to that. Reading didn't really create anything too much and we got the 3 points. And then, disappointingly, we went away to Norwich City and almost got our second league defeat of the season. Mo Besic gave them the lead inside 7 minutes. We struggled to break them down throughout the entire game. Bissouma ended up coming on for Joshua Onoma in the centre of the park, and he got the goal in the 76th minute to give us a point. And that sees the table looking like this with 7 games to go. We are 20 points clear from second placed Southampton, which is why we have returned today. We did have the opportunity, actually, if we beat Norwich, we would have been champions, but we drew. So we've got the opportunity today, if not against Preston, against Southampton, to secure the title. We are back for the game today against Preston, which could clinch the title for us in this game. It's quite easy. If we draw, do we clinch the title? And Southampton have already won their game in hand, so it would only be 18 points clear with 6 games to go with a massively... so we would be all but champions with the draw in today's game. But this is going to be the lineup to face Preston away from home. Jack Butland will start in goal. Jayden Bogle will be at right back. Reece Oxford and Cabasas will be in centre back. Why is that? Soutar, he is struggling a little bit for fitness, so shut up, assistant manager. Soutar's coming back in centre back. Alex Martinez is left back, Beluta in defensive midfield. Bissouma came on and performed excellently, whilst Onoma didn't really play that well, so we'll start him in centre midfield. Anthony Knockyard on the right, Jack Grealish on the left. I'd rather have Ben Woodburn out there, honestly. Is Cueto, where is it? He's not even on the bench. Let's get him on the bench instead of the keeper. But Ben Woodburn, he's done the job whenever we've called upon it. McAllister will start in the attack midfielder role, and Dejan Joveljic will be starting up front in the new pressing forward role. I'm basically flicking through all the attacking roles in terms of a striker to see if any of them could fit our system whatsoever. They come at us with a 4-2-3-1-2 D-mids. We'll see how we get into today's game. Preston are playoff contenders, I do believe. I think they were 7th in the league going into today's game, so they've got everything to play for. So we kick off, playing it in the yellow, shooting from right to left. Our boys know what they need to do. They already got a hammering after not beating Norwich, which could have secured us the title. So a point a day all but secures it, but a win, and it's ours in the bag. Highlight, only 4 minutes in and we have possession in defence. This is usually not a good sign. But Bissouma gets the ball in the centre after some good play down the left-hand side. What a challenge that was on Beluta. As long as he's not injured, I don't really mind that. Bogle coming down the right-hand side. Knockyard back to Bogle. Good work, player. The ball's played in, but it goes over the top of everybody. But Woodburn keeps it in and keeps the ball alive. Beluta on the edge. McAllister slips it through for Bogle. He's in the box. We know he takes 2. He always takes 2. The highlight is continuing, so maybe something else might come of this. Martinez on the left-hand side gets the ball in. Knockyard's back post. And he goes just wide. Highlight now, Bissouma with a free kick on the edge. And I honestly had no idea Bissouma had that in him. What a free kick that was. His 5th goal of the season. You would imagine Knockyard will be taking this even though he's a left footer. But Bissouma steps up and puts it in the back of the net. Easy as you like. Puts us 1-0 in front inside 30 minutes. Happy, happy days. Another highlight now, 35 minutes in. McAllister switches the ball to Alex Martinez on the left-hand side. The ball's played in again. Falls to Beluta on the edge. He's had a couple of bangers this season, so you wouldn't have put it past him getting that into the back of the net, but not today. And there we are, half-time is quickly approaching. It is going to be 1-0 Brighton going in. Not a fantastic performance in terms of opportunities created, but we've dominated the ball, we've dominated the highlights, we've dominated the key chances. But I still think we should be performing a little bit better and maybe getting a couple of more goals. But nothing to complain about so far. 45 minutes left until the title's coming to us. Highlight now, another corner for us. Knockyard plays it in and Dejan Joveljic gets on the end of it. His 7th goal of the season since joining us in the January transfer window. Disappointing second half of the campaign for him, let's not lie. But it is mainly due to our system. But he gets his 7th goal already. And Anthony Knockyard with another assist from a corner. Knockyard's been great for us. He has been our playmaker, our set piece man. He's been pretty much everything. Here he comes again with a free kick. Declan Rudd manages to keep this free kick out, and Preston managed to get it clear. 15 minutes to go. We're just going to make our substitutions now. Get Montoya on at left back. We'll get Jack Grealish on the right hand side, and we'll get Scott McTominay in defensive midfield. That basically just to save the tired legs. We've got Southampton in a couple of days. Obviously now it basically doesn't matter. We've already won the league at 2-0 against Preston, but we've only been beat once this season, and that was down to a red card. So I would love to go unbeaten and absolutely, I'm not even sure what the points record is. Is it like 110 or something in the championship? I want to absolutely smash that. And there we are, full time, and here is the celebratory scenes. Brighton have won the championship at the first time of asking, and we will be in the Premier League for the next season. And there's the confirmation. Brighton clinch Sky Bet Championship title. Board are happy with Sky Bet Championship win, but let's not forget that's what they expected. So I'm not going to get too much praise for it. In terms of the league table, this is how things stand when we win the league. 103 points after 40 games. We've still got 18 points to play for. 6 games remaining. So we could still theoretically land on 1-2-1. And look at this. In terms of top goal scorers, we are nowhere to be seen. Is Credo in second on 14. 14 in a 40-game season. It's something I'm not really too familiar with on Football Manager. Usually you've always got 1 or 2. It was just absolutely banging them in, but it's been spread across our side, so we can't really complain. We've got Southampton in 4 days at home, so I will see you there. Right, we are back, and it is the day we face Southampton. Obviously, they are in second place. They've got a lot of the same players that they had in the Premier League. Cedric, who I think's on loan in the first season. Bednarek, we had a look at him in the January or summer transfer window with the thought of maybe signing him. He is a very good, talented centre-half. They've just got a fantastic team for the championship, and it's quite clear why they came second. In another, let's say I wasn't managing Brighton and they sold the players that they did, it's highly likely that Southampton would have won this league. But in terms of the lineup for today's game, I think this is how we are going to line up. Jack Butland in goal, Bogan at right back, Suter and Cabasas at centre back with Martinez at left back. Scott McTominay will play in the Segunda Valentia role in defensive midfield, Bissouma in the centre, Anthony Knockaert and Ben Woodburn on the wings with McAllister in behind Dejan Joveljic. Aye, that's his name. I haven't been drinking. And they come at us with a 4-2-3-1 wide. Jay De Silva's the only name there that I don't think is at Southampton at the start of the game. I don't really think anyone else is brought in. Juan Carlos, he might have been brought in. I don't recognise him. Yeah, he was signed on a free. 2 best teams in the league. It's a bit of a nothing match for us, so I wouldn't be too shocked if we were to drop points here, but let's see how it goes. So we kick off shooting at from left to right. We are at home, and I think we'll beat them. Did we beat them or did we draw? I think we'll beat them away from home. But there's an early highlight 5 minutes in, and it looks like it might go Southampton's way. Lamina in the midfield. He's driving forward. He's found Boufal. There's a lot of space for Jay De Silva at the left-hand side, and it finally finds its way there, but our players are getting back into position and marking the lads quite well. Ward-Prowse takes a shot from the edge. It hits the bar, but our keeper never looked worried, and even though I slightly was. Southampton have potentially started the better of the two sides, so we're going to drop back from a positive team mentality just to a balanced, just to see if we can start to take control of this game, and it looks like we are doing just that in terms of the match stats, but not really creating anything. 35 minutes in, the first highlight that potentially could be going in our favour, or maybe not. Boufal on the left hand side for Southampton, back to De Silva. This highlight is taking quite a while to develop, but Cedric comes down the right hand side, finds Andros Townsend, who cuts in, takes a strike. What a finish that is, his 10th goal of the season. How are lads, man? I just knew this was coming. We're going to get beaten another 2 or 3 times before the end of the season, just because it's sort of over for us now. I don't even want to say the highlight. It was a great goal, Andros Townsend. And there we go. It is going to be half time. We are having plenty of shots, but not creating the opportunities that are required to get the goals against a really, really good Southampton side. We're not going to make any changes going into the second half. We will see how things play out for the first 20 minutes or so, and then make changes based on that. 2 minutes into the second half, and there is the opening highlight of the second half. McAllister to Woodburn on this left-hand side. Hopefully we can build something through the centre. McAllister, there's Bogel's on the right-hand side, loads of space, but Dejan Joveljic is in behind. And that is an awful, awful finish. That has nothing to do with our formation or our preferred role for our striker. That was purely him not playing very well. McAllister from the edge doesn't get the goal. So I'm not taking any responsibility for that Joveljic miss. Another highlight, knock you out with a corner. McAllister gets on the end of it. His 9th goal of the season. He started quite slowly this season, McAllister, after identifying him coming back from loan, being a really high potential player in our squad. But he's definitely turned it up during the second half of the season. His 9th goal, another assist from Anthony Knockyard by a set piece. He is our set piece specialist. And we get back level 1-1. I would take a draw, honestly. 20 minutes to go, we will look to make some substitutions. We'll get Reece Oxford on for McTominay. Anthony Knockyard will get off for Victor. And McAllister, we will get off for Izquierdo, and we'll switch Izquierdo and Ben Woodburn in the lineup. Again, I'm just looking to avoid injuries at this point. Another highlight with 13 minutes to go, and it looks like it's going to be us. Izquierdo on the left-hand side finds Woodburn in the box. The ball's played in. Victor's there. And another gilt-edged opportunity for our players that has gone missing. 11 minutes to go. There is another highlight. Bissouma to Cabasas. Can we build something from the halfway line? Looks like Southampton have dropped a lot deeper since we've equalised. Bissouma. Bogle's always got loads of space on the right-hand side, but Martinez on the left-hand side. Victor's there, back post. The substitution gets his 6th goal of the season. He's been left out of the squad quite a lot ever since Dejan Joveljic has signed. But he's come in today and he's done the job for us. Joveljic with the play through for Alex Martinez. What a great ball that is. And Victor gets his head on it at the back post, making it 2-1 Brighton. Come on, boys. Oh, with 5 minutes to go, Bissouma picks up an injury, but we've already used all 3 substitutions, so he's going to have to stay out the rest of this match. And that is going to be it for today's game. Brighton 2, Southampton 1, an absolutely fantastic comeback. A much, much better second half. That's why I don't like panicking if we go in at half-time not playing particularly well. If you stick to your game plan, sometimes things just sort of turn themselves around. And this is how the league table looks after that result. We are 23 points clear from Southampton now with only 5 games remaining. In terms of those games, Sheffield United, Millwall, West Brom, who are the only side to defeat us this season, Barnsley and Birmingham. So we will return for the final episode. We'll play Barnsley, Birmingham. We'll have a discussion about the squad. What thoughts for next season's plans for the squad and the money that we've got to spend and things like that. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you are enjoying my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.